So good evening all and welcome to the Speak in Managing Change series. And I hope you all are well and doing healthy and sound. And today we have one of the most intriguing speakers on our platform, Felicia Lonobile, all over from Canada. Pleasure to have you, Felicia.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you for having me.
So I request you to please introduce yourself to the audience.
So as you know, my name is Felicia Lonobile. I am a transformational coach and results expert. I've been doing this for almost 2 decades. I teach from the inside out. My main focus is love, because you and I are love. We are love, we are light. We are an extension of the divine or the universe or God, whatever label we want to give it, it's all the same. We are a child of the divine. We are very, very, very powerful as spiritual beings. And so I like to serve God in a way that I can help people live their very best life. To begin disconnecting from the thinking mind, which is the voice in our head that it's trying to keep us safe, but in doing so, it's blocking us from living out our dreams and our passion and instill fear. So basically, that's what I do. I help people in all 4 major domains of life, whether they're dealing with a health issue, relationship, vocation, which is your creative expression, or just simple time and money freedom. I can help them with my tools and the principles that I use. Yes.
Well, that's a great introduction. It's a very great introduction. And today I'll just inform audience. So today we'll be talking about this moment is all there is.
Yes.
And so let's start. So Felicia, many of us fear a lot. So there's fear in each and every stage of our life. So why is fear some form of control?
Well, I'm going to begin by first saying fear is some form of control, but it's also the lowest energy that you and I can be in at any given moment. Fear attracts onto us negative thinking, but most importantly, sickness. And the pandemic that everyone is living in this moment, that virus can only attack those that are living in very low energy, which is fear. So we have to find it in ourselves to believe and trust that we are not alone. But we also have free will and free choice. And that means we have to ask the divine, the universe, God, to keep us safe and protected, because the universe will not interfere because we have free will. And therefore, we have to find a way to go within, connect to who we are at our core. We are much more than this physical body. And trust that there are no accidents on planet Earth. Everything, even right now when things seem to be the worst ever, they're being guided by the divine. And most importantly, and I believe this with all my heart, this virus, this situation is going to stay with us as long as it takes for everyone on this planet to evolve spiritually.
Well, that was really inspiring.
That's what this virus is all about.
So Felicia, how do we gain access to the universe, that Wi-Fi password? How do we gain access to that?
Don't you love that? I love that.
That's something very unique.
Yes, I just love it. So here's the key, and it's like the golden key, I call it. Since the divine lives in a very high vibrational energy, and incidentally, that powerful light, that powerful energy is where you and I were born out of. And that same energy is the energy that you and I are going to transition into when we leave planet Earth. So the moment, when I say this moment is all there ever is also connected to the energy. We are high vibrational being. So when we are feeling low, to get us there, to be able to feel that contraction, that frustration, despair, judgment, grudges, betrayal. We actually have to work hard to go to that energy because it's not who we are. So how do we connect to the Wi-Fi password? Simple. Work your best at elevating your emotions, your energy. Get close to that, the energy of God. So if you think you have all the answers by just Googling, oh yeah, the Google internet is amazing. It gives us every answer we ever asked for. And that is true.
Right.
I'm not going to deny that. But could you imagine what you're going to get out of the universe's internet once you get on that? That's where you want to be every single moment of your life. Raise the vibration. So how do we do that? It's easier to say the words, keep the energy up. It's difficult in these times of uncertainties. Well, what are you grateful for? What are you appreciating in this moment? Can't be all bad. There must be good things. How much do you love your children, your parents? What type of business are you in? Are you passionate about your work? Are you grateful that you woke up this morning? Many of us didn't. And here we are, we woke up. So I'm grateful for that. There's many ways of raising that energy and always reminding yourself that whatever the voice in your mind is saying, it's not always the truth. It's actually, most of the time, is false. The truth is how you're feeling. So if you're hearing something and it's getting you to feel on top of the world, to the moon and back happy, you become unstoppable with those emotions, then go ahead and listen to that voice because that's who you are. But if something makes you feel small, contracting, scared, fear, it's not who you are. It's your thinking mind, and we have to find a way to disconnect from that. And even what we're hearing, the newscast, that's the thing. If you keep listening to the news, as human beings, I'm not any better. My energy will drop because it's awful what we hear on the news. So what's the secret? The secret is, do you have to listen to the news all day long? Can you not just get bits and pieces, whatever you need to do, or need to know, and then go back and stay connected to God? And there's also some tools. If we have time, I'll share some tools that come from Ho'oponopono. I don't know if you've heard of them, a Hawaiian prayer. I will share that later. That maybe might help our listeners. But so that is the only way to get access to the Wi-Fi password. You have to find a way. You have to find it in your heart to be happy, to be joyous, even in these times of uncertainties. It means life versus not surviving this virus. That's what it means.
So as Felicia said, just take out a bit of time after Googling and, search for your spiritual self, search for the positivity that you have in your life and continue with it. Is that right, Felicia?
Yes. Like sometimes you may have something that comes up and you don't know what to do with a situation. Let's say you're dealing with a problem, a situation that's painful. It's uncomfortable. You just don't know what to do with this. Well, don't do anything with it. You have free choice. Ask God for help. It's as simple as that. God, you know where I am in my life. You know everything there is to know about me. You even know what I have in my bank account. You know my passion. You know what I like, what I dislike. Right now, I have this problem that's weighing on me. I'm asking for your help. I have free will. I'm asking, can you help me? What can I do with this problem? You will get an answer. But if you are at a higher energy, you will not hear an answer from God if you're trapped in fear. That is very important to know. A lot of people don't know this. Does that make sense?
Definitely. So surely I'm going to start exercising this starting from tomorrow. I'm going to think all the positivity, all positive things. So Felicia, moving on, as we go through our lives, there are many wrong things we do to ourselves, we do to others do to ourselves. So why is this, according to you, is an exceptional time to forgive yourself and others?
That is the best time to do. First of all, as human beings, we're not perfect. And therefore, we're going to continue making mistakes. Right? Because as human, we're going to make mistakes. So we have to ask ourselves, until I've become perfect in every way, Who am I to judge others? Who am I? I make mistakes myself. So why would I say you made a mistake? So the best way is to forgive. But when you're forgiving, you're not condoning someone else's actions. You are forgiving yourself to open up your heart and to let go of that bondage, that shackle that's holding you back, clearing out blockages of energies so that you can start attracting positivity, you can start attracting wealth, you can start attracting perfect health, your life partner, your dreams. You got to let go of those energies that are blocking the entrance of what you really want because of who you are. Keep coming back to that. It's your birthright to live your very best life, but not if you're full of resistance. And forgiveness is a biggie. And my experience has shown me from most of my adult life wasn't pleasant. I didn't have a good adult life. I believed solely and totally the voice in my head. And I had a lot of people that I had to forgive. And I didn't even know how I was going to begin to do that. How can I ever forgive? The pain was so horrendous. It was horrific. But I realized I'm not forgiving that person. I'm forgiving me. I was human and I made mistakes. And I'm still going to make mistakes as a human being. And so our job is to forgive, look at your past as your wisdom, because you learn and you grew from that. And today, I'm able to look back at my past, and one of the most awful things that I ever lived, I'm happy to say that I can think of one person and say, you pushed me so much that because of you, I evolved spiritually. So thank you for that. The pain was unbearable, but thank you, because this is where I was meant to be. And that's just one person. And there's exercises you can do to break the etheric cords, the spiritual cords. And when you do that, you kind of shift. You become like a new person. I can't put it into words. You have to experience it. You really come from love. But when you and I were born, we were love. But then the humans took over. Thank you, God, for creating this beautiful being. We got this now. We're going to take care of it. We're going to brainwash this person. We're going to keep this person safe. Well, we are safe because God loves us dearly. And it loves to surprise and delight us. Have you noticed that? When the better it gets, the better it gets. So you're asking for God for a favor. So God comes back, not only gives you your favor, but it likes to surprise and delight you 10 times more than what you were dreaming, that what your mind could conceive in the moment. You go, oh my God, this is even more, because that's what God does. It loves to surprise and delight his kids. And it's very patient, and it knows that not all of his kids have awoken spiritually. It's not upset. It still loves them, but it cannot join them in that low energy. It just waits and says, rise up. I'm here for you, loved one, and I love you dearly, but only when you join me in my energy. And that's our work.
So Felicia, what actions can we start? What things can we do to make this energy more positive? And what actions can be taken in our daily lives?
Can I use some tools that I use from the Ho'oponopono prayer?
Definitely. How do you pronounce that?
Ho'oponopono. Ho'oponopono. Ho,
yeah.
ho, and then oponopono.
Ho'oponopono.
Just one ho. Ho'oponopono.
Ho'oponopono.
You got it. That's it.
I finally get it. That's really cool. That's something very unique, I must say. I've never heard of something this.
It took me a while to pronounce that word, so you're not the only one. I was practicing. How do you say this word?
So Ho'oponopono.
That's it. Yes.
Okay. So what is this tool?
So Ho'oponopono, one of the prayer is to say, there's many ways of doing it, but I'll give you both ways. So the first one is 4 phrases, and it says, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, and I love you. So I'm sorry for having been asleep as long as I have been asleep, forgotten who I am. who I really am, that I am your child. So I'm sorry for that. Please forgive me for waking up only in this moment. I am not perfect. I'm human. I'm going to make mistakes. So please forgive me. And thank you for helping me release all these blockages, these energies, and to finally awakening me in a place that I can start living the life that I deserve, which is my birthright. And I love you. So you can just say it repeatedly. It doesn't matter how you feel. So let's say in one moment you're feeling low energy. You're upset with someone. You're fed up. It doesn't matter. It doesn't take into consideration how you're feeling. God, because we have free will, it's waiting for you to ask permission. So you could be saying, I'm sorry. Please forgive me, because you're really upset. Thank you and I love you. Well, it's working. God takes that, oh, they're asking me permission. So God is the only divine entity that could transmute those feelings and release them from you. And the beauty about the Ho'oponopono is that as it's cleaning it from you, transmuting it from you, it's also transmuting it from the person that you are viewing the problem with. Because, I don't know how much I can say, because whatever's projected into the outer world onto us, it's really coming from what you're living in your inner world. So if you want to know why this coronavirus is there, it's because the population was living that in their inner world before it came to be. It's always being projected outward. So if you see someone that's ill, the best thing to ever ask yourself is, God, what is in me that attracted this to me? Because that person being ill is about you. It's never about the person that's ill. So I'm always coming back to you, to me. And so the best way is the 4 phrases, or just simply say, thank you and I love you, over and over and over, as much as you think about it. Thank you and I love you. And you're going to see before too long a shift happening in your life. At first, they may sound like empty words, but you will see a shift happening because you're giving God permission to transmute whatever problem you're living. And not only in this life of your time, it goes all the way back to your past and into your ancestry's line. So sometimes you could be asking forgiveness for something that you didn't even create, that had happened in your ancestry line. It's not for us to know what. It's for us to ask permission to heal our heart. And that is by saying thank you and I love you. But regarding the coronavirus, this is one tool. The word gold ring. So if you visualize gold ring, and this is coming not from a human being, this is coming from one of the ascended masters. His name is Saint Germain. So many people know of Saint Germain, or you can Google and you can get all the information. So Saint Germain is working hand in hand with the divine to help heal planet Earth. And so Saint Germain says, I'm going to give you a word. And when you say this word repeatedly in your mind, it's going to give you the direct link to God. And God is going to know in that moment, okay, he or she is asking permission. I'm going to protect and keep you safe. And the word is gold ring. So what I like to do with my clients is envision this gold ring or a white ring, whatever color, coming from up above, coming from the divine, this beautiful golden ring, and it's coming all the way down and covering and circling your whole body from your head all the way to your toes and down to Mother Earth. And you see this beautiful golden ring wrapping up your whole body. And all you say is gold ring, gold ring. And in that moment, the universe is keeping you safe and protected. So you ask what tools you can use. This is one simple tool that you can use. Again, at first, it sounds like empty words. But trust me when I say this, you're going to see a shift. And the key today here is to be able to find a way to release yourself from that fear, from being trapped. Because what you're hearing on the news, what you're observing is man-made. And God can get rid of all this. But it's waiting for his children to ask permission to interfere, to keep us safe. And gold ring is asking permission. Saying thank you and I love you is asking permission. Just those 3 tools. There's not much, but boy, oh boy, they will shift your life. Absolutely. Yes.
Again, I'm talking with, and it's really inspiring to get to know such little things, and then just waking up that energy of yours, that subconscious energy that brings all the positivity around you, and then you live happily, you smile to each and every person. You forgive each and every person. So that's something really interesting, and I would request to the audience to definitely go for these actions, and you'll see the change. That I am certifying it. Felicia is certifying it right now.
I'm living it. I'm proof.
Great.
So
okay, so
it works.
yeah. So coming to the next question and the last question. So Felicia, this is the question that I want to know, and I want to personally apply it in my life. Okay, so what is this yes language? So what is a yes language, and how to apply it?
Well, the yes language is, again, a high vibrational language. The yes language is the language of miracles. It's the language of creating your wildest dreams. Whatever dream you've had all your life that you thought it was not for you, it was only meant for the other person, that's the yes language. So when you are vibrating at a high level, from time to time, you're going to connect with your intuition. Spirit is going to talk to you, because what I'm going to add briefly is when we live by the ongoing chatter in our mind, and a lot of people are driven by that, including myself, but I'm going to admit less and less because I'm more aware than I lived most of my life. What happens when the thoughts, the thinking mind is driving us? It's like, picture like packs of words all packed together. So your head is full of these words. There's no possibility, there's no way for your intuition to get through, or for spirit or God to talk to you, because it's just chatter. So once you start elevating your emotions deliberately, purposefully, using the right tools, what you're doing with your mind is you're creating little crevices, little cracks that open up, and spirit, which is light, boom, has a chance to get through that chatter. And when that light gets through those cracks is when you get an inspired idea, a thought, a little step, not a roadmap of your dream, of your creation, just a step, but enough it gets through. And when you feel it lasts a couple of seconds. In that moment, if your heart opened up, follow through. That's the yes language. Take the chance. Because if you hesitate, all of a sudden your analytical mind was going to take over. And now you've lost it. Now you have to wait for the next opportunity when spirit comes through again. So the yes language is to trust that you are very, very powerful. And if something feels that good, and I mean that good, that's you. That's your passion. That's your gift. That's what you're here on planet Earth to do, to serve. You are here to serve God. And if it feels that good, that delicious, you must follow through. And that is the yes language. And a lot of times it's difficult because the human mind kicks in. Who do you think you are? Why do you think it's going to work this time around? Oh, you know what? It's too late. Oh, you're way too old for that. Too late. You should have thought of that earlier. Or you don't have any money in the bank account. Or you were born in a poor family. Whatever the mind says, please, that is not God talking to you. Because in the eyes of God, you are an abundant spiritual being. There is no such thing as lack and scarcity. So act on those intuitions, on that voice of God, the voice of spirit. When it gets through, and it just lasts a couple of seconds, that's the yes language. Take it with all your might and act on it. And you're never going to look back. And once you complete the first step, then God is going to send you another step and another step and another step. And before too long, you are living your dream step by step. Because the joy in this is not to get to our final destination. It's the journey. It's the step by step living present in this moment. That's the joy. And that is the yes language.
Well, it's such a pleasure hearing you. It's been lovely hearing you. I just wish this goes on, and to get more such things, and to understand more such things that you can do in your life, and you can just grow to a spiritual level. And thank you for your time.